Well, good afternoon, everyone. Today, I'm going to be showing you one simple way that you can be a little bit thrifty in every aspect of your life, but specifically for us in the equipment that we use for chicken processing. When you do it at home, you need coolers to have as chill tanks filled with ice and cold water to both clean the birds and also to cool the internal temperature of the muscle and the carcass down so that kills off bacteria and prevents bacteria growth. So in the past, we've just used some 48 quart coolers, just the cheap ones from Walmart. And they work okay because we don't need to have something that's going to keep ice cold for like 4 or 5 days. So we don't have to have like a super big Yeti cooler or anything expensive like that. And that got us by just fine. But we quickly realized we were having to borrow additional coolers from family members in order to do this properly. So what we decided to do is from a local secondhand store, we bought a Coleman cooler. Now this was an Amazon return and it has some defects which I'll show you, but it's a $100 cooler that I got for $12.95. With just a quick, simple Google search, I was able to find some replacement parts, and I'm gonna make this cooler as good as new as a $100 cooler for about 12% of the total cost. And we'll get a 100 quart cooler that's plenty big enough for us to use for multiple chickens when we do our butchering, be big enough for basically an entire deer if it's quartered out to be put into this thing as well. So it's got multi-purposes for our family uses. And it's a really interesting, cool, simple, cheap way that you can be a little bit more thrifty in how you buy equipment. This is something that I do for almost everything that we own on the property, from wheelbarrows to chainsaws to vehicles. If you can buy it gently used with some simple things that you can repair and replace, you can get yourself a heck of a deal on some really, really high quality items. This is the cooler, Coleman 100 quart. Says it'll keep ice for 5 days. And it's got wheels so you can drag it around a little bit easier to maneuver. They add all kinds of features to these coolers, like if you're fishing or something, you want to measure a fish, you can measure it on the tape that they put on the top of it. It's got dual carrying handles, but it's going to work perfect for us, and it was the right price. These coolers come outfitted with simple plastic hinges, and you can see that plastic hinge is cracked all the way across. So when I first went to open this cooler up, the whole lid basically wanted to come off. But those plastic hinges are like $2 on Amazon. All you have to do is hunt around for them a little bit. They make metal replacements, but I wasn't sure how the metal would do screwing into these things. And for $2, I can replace those for, if I have to replace the hinges every year for the next 10 years, I'll still save money on this brand new cooler compared to what the original retail price actually is. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started taking this thing apart, and I'll show you that process. Nothing fancy. The only tool you'll need is a Phillips screwdriver and some elbow grease. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'll pull these 4 screws out and we'll replace this hinge. Broken piece number 1. And broken piece number 2. Inside package number 1 is a 4-pack of hinges with replacement metal screws. Just comes in a little package. You got the screws, and then there's 4 additional hinges, and they look exactly the same as the hinges that were on it, complete with all the little ribs, so that as you bend and flex the cooler, it's got those things right there to prevent it from swinging open all the way. I'll go ahead and get that one attached with the original screws. The original screws look like they're a little bit bigger than these, so it's always best if you can use the original screws. They're a little bit wider. Yeah, we'll be back in business with this cooler in no time. Fits perfectly in there. I'm gonna go ahead and drop one in the top and thread it in. Get the next one in on the other side, just like you change a tire. You change a tire in a star pattern. I'm gonna do the same thing here. Go back through and make sure that they're all tight, but you don't want to crank them too much because this is just threaded into the plastic, and eventually that plastic could wear out and strip out. But there we go, brand new hinge. So now if I go ahead and take a look at this cooler, I can pop the lid and everything functions good as new. And there you have it, 100 quart cooler, good as new. So hopefully this helps you guys just get a little bit more creative. You can always Google for a replacement part and just see what you can find. Odds are in today's world, there's something out there that you can buy to rig up and make work if you can't find the actual replacement part. So hopefully, like I said, hopefully that helps you out. We're gonna continue to do things like this as we move forward because it's gonna save us money. You might spend a little bit of time, but that took me 5 minutes to do, plus 15 minutes to film it for you guys. If you like what you see, feel free to go down to the bottom and leave us a comment. Hit the subscribe button and the little bell for notifications. That way you get alerted when we put out new content, which should be coming at you every single week. And other than that, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching.